Hello everyone, I am presenting here with a new topic that is a React component. And in this topic, we will discuss over the what is component and what is difference between class component and a functional component, as well as different types of phase of components. So let's the start of video. So firstly, we can discuss on the what is component. And so components are independent and reusable bits of code. By this line, we can understand that such type of code which is used when we needed and use again and again. That type of code we can say that it is a component. And the further next they serve the same purpose as JavaScript function, but works in isolate and return HTML. So in next we can see that types of component, and there are two types of component. One is a class component and another is a functional component. So by the definition of class component, we can see that a class component must include the extend React component statement. This statement creates an instance to React component and gives your component access to React component functions. Like the component also required a render method. The method returns an HTML elements. By the functional component definition, we can see that a functional component also return an HTML and behaves much the same way as a class component. But functional component can be written using much less code or easier to understand, because in function component have a hooks, and by the help of hooks we can write a very less amount of code comparison to the class components. And here we can see the one similarity between class component and functional component, that both are returns HTML elements. So let's move to the syntax of class component and functional component. By this syntax, we can differentiate what is differentiation. So in class component, we can see that when we create a car name component, then we can write a class car extends React component and renders return h2 tag hi I am a car, and it prints hi I am a car. If we write same code in a functional component, then we can write the simple in function car parenthesis and return a statement s2 tag hi I am a car. So guys, you can see here what is a differentiate and very less amount of code written in a functional component comparison to the class components. So in next slide we can discuss on the types of components. Sorry, differentiate between functional component and class component. So let's start. We can see that comparison between functional component and class component. If we can if you talk to constructor, then we do not use in a functional component constructor, and in class component we can use constructor. This keyword, if you talk this keyword, then no use this keyword in functional component, and class component we can use can be used this keyword. If you talk to context API setup, then very easy to set up in functional component and long setup to in class components. When we talk the performance of functional component, the high, because instance of creating binding event etc are avoided, so it's a higher performance. And in lower performance in class component, updating state is high due to the use state and low accessing, and updating state is a cumbersome. So that is a major difference between a class component and a functional component. In further way, we move the phases of components. So started, and there are 4 phases of components in React. First is a mounting, and we can say that mounting is the process of creating an element and inserting it in a DOM tree. Friends, we can discuss a DOM a video in previous slide, that is a document object model. So go and check it. And second phase is updating. Updating is the process of changing the state or proofs of component and update changes to node directly in the DOM. And third is error handling. And this phase is very less usage, because when a error happening, then that is a usage. So there are used when there is a error during rendering in lifestyle method, or in the constructor of any child components. So in last and fourth is unmounting. Unmounting is the process of removing component from the DOM. So that's end all over of the component introduction and components topics. So thanks for listening. Okay.